In the wild heart of the Congo, there are stories that were never written down. Stories of sacrifice that would humble any human. This is the story of a father who lost everything, carried an impossible burden, fought death itself, and returned not for revenge, but for justice. This is the story of Kato, and it begins with betrayal. The attack comes at dawn. Kato, the alpha of his troop for 5 years, is ambushed by 3 males he once called brothers, Razor, Fang, and Shadow strike with surgical precision. They've been planning this for months, waiting for the perfect moment. Kato fights with the fury of a cornered king, but the numbers overwhelm him. They tear into him, biting, clawing, drawing blood. But they make one critical mistake. They don't kill him. They drive him out, screaming their dominance, claiming his throne, his females, his territory, everything, everything. That is, except 2 things Kato refuses to leave behind. His sons, Mali and Django, are barely 3 years old, infants by chimpanzee standards. Their mother was killed by a leopard months earlier. Kato knows what happens to the offspring of a deposed alpha. They are eliminated, erased. The new rulers can't risk future challengers. So as Kato flees, bleeding and broken, he does the unthinkable. He takes his sons with him. The forest beyond the troops' territory is a war zone, a no man's land where a lone male with 2 infants has no business being. But Kato has no choice. His sons cling to his back, terrified, crying for the safety they once knew. Kato silences them with soft grunts. They must be quiet now. Silence is survival. That first night, huddled high in a strange tree, Kato pulls his sons close, feeling their tiny hearts hammering against his chest. For the first time, he questions his choice. Would they have been safer with the troop? The answer whispers back in the darkness. No, Razor shows no mercy. That's why he won. Days turn into weeks. Kato forages alone, finding food for 3 in unfamiliar territory. Every fruit tree is a risk. Every water source a potential ambush. He teaches his sons to be silent, to move like shadows. Mali, the older one, adapts quickly. But Django, smaller and more timid, struggles. He whimpers at night and makes noise when silence is required. Kato is patient, but patience in the wild is a luxury measured in heartbeats. 3 months into exile, the leopard comes. A massive, scarred female, a ghost that moves through the canopy like smoke. She's been tracking them for days. She drops from above, landing between Kato and the tree, where his sons scream in terror. The leopard wants the easy meal, the infants. Kato has seconds to decide. He charges. Not away toward, straight at the apex predator with nothing but his rage and his love. The collision is catastrophic. A ball of fur and fury. The leopard's claws rake across Kato's back. His canines find the leopard's shoulder, biting deep. They separate, circle, eyes locked. The leopard lunges again. Kato meets her in the air, getting his hands around her throat. He bites clean through her ear. The leopard screams and breaks free, backing away. Above, Mali and Django watch their father face down death itself. This is the lesson. This is what it means to be Kato's son. You don't run, you fight. The leopard melts back into the forest, leaving Kato standing in a pool of his own blood. He has won, but the price is steep. Recovery takes weeks. Kato moves slower, but something has changed. His sons look at him differently. There's no more whimpering. They have seen what their father is capable of. They have seen him choose death over surrender. Years pass in the outer territories. Kato teaches his sons everything. How to fight, how to hunt, how to read the forest. Mali grows into a powerful young male, his father's size and temperament. Django, though smaller, develops a cunning that rivals any strategist. Together, they become a unit. A family forged in exile and tempered by violence. One evening, Kato watches them sparring and realizes something. They are ready. Not just ready to survive, they are ready to reclaim what was stolen. The troop that cast them out is still ruled by Razor and his coalition. But Razor is older now, slower. He's grown comfortable, and comfortable leaders make mistakes. Kato has spent 5 years planning to exploit those mistakes. The time for exile is over. The hunt for justice has begun. Thank you for watching. If you were moved by Kato's incredible journey, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more amazing stories from the wild. We'll see you next time. The return happens at dawn, just as the exile did. But this time, it is not one bleeding male fleeing into the forest. It is 3 males, in their prime, moving with purpose. Kato leads, his sons flanking him like generals. They do not sneak, they do not hide. They walk directly into the territory they were driven from, and they announce their presence with screams that shake the canopy. The troop erupts in chaos. Females scatter. Juveniles flee to high branches. And Razor emerges from the central fig tree. Older now, his muzzle gray, his body still powerful but no longer invincible. He sees Kato, and recognition flashes in his eyes. Then shock, then fear. Because Kato is not alone. Flanking him are 2 young males in their prime, and they carry themselves like warriors born in fire. Fang and Shadow, the other members of the original coalition, move to Razor's side, but they hesitate. Mathematics, 3 against 3. And these 3 have nothing to lose. Razor screams, a display meant to intimidate. Kato does not respond. He simply walks forward, his sons matching his pace, synchronized like a machine built for one purpose. Reclamation. The fight, when it erupts, is not what Razor expected. He lunges at Kato, expecting the same male he defeated 5 years ago. But Kato is not that male anymore. He is something else. Something shaped by exile, by leopards, by the impossible task of raising sons alone in hostile territory. He meets Razor's charge with a counter that sends the older male sprawling. Before Razor can recover, Molly is on him, young and fast and absolutely merciless. Django targets Fang, using speed and cunning to avoid the larger male's attacks while landing precise bites to legs and arms, crippling mobility. Shadow, seeing the tide turn, makes the calculation that survivors make. He backs away. Neutrality, the coalition that once overthrew Kato, fractures in seconds. Razor fights desperately, but he is fighting 2 males now, and they are coordinated in ways that only family can be. Molly pins him, while Kato delivers the final message. A bite to the shoulder, deep enough to draw blood, not deep enough to kill. Mercy, but mercy with a message. You live because I allow it. This is my territory. These are my sons, and this throne was always mine. Razor submits. The fight is over. The troop, watching from the trees, erupts in screams. Not of fear, of recognition. The females remember Kato. Some of their sons are his sons from before the exile. They remember his protection, his fairness, his strength, and they watch as he reclaims his place, not through cruelty, but through undeniable right. Kato climbs to the highest branch of the fig tree, Molly and Django on either side. He surveys his reclaimed kingdom, and for the first time in 5 years, he allows himself to rest. His sons, born into chaos, raised in exile, tempered by violence, stand beside him. They are not just survivors. They are the future, and they learn from the best teacher the jungle has ever known. A father who refused to abandon them. A king who refused to stay fallen. The forest grows quiet as the sun sets. Somewhere in the outer territories, a leopard with a missing ear hunts, carrying her own scars from a battle she thought she would win. Razor sits at the base of the tree, nursing his wounds, knowing that his reign is over. Shadow watches from a distance, calculating his next move. And Kato sits with his sons, grooming them, teaching them, even now, that power is not taken through brutality alone. It is earned through sacrifice, through patience, through the willingness to carry the impossible until it becomes possible. This is not a story of revenge. It is a story of a father's love, stronger than exile, deeper than pain, more enduring than time itself. In the jungle, where only the strong survive, Kato proved that strength is not measured in muscle alone. It is measured in the willingness to fight impossible battles for those who cannot fight for themselves. And when those you protected grow strong enough to stand beside you, when they return with you to reclaim what was stolen, that is not revenge. That is justice. That is legacy. That is what it means to be Kato, the alpha who was exiled, the father who refused to surrender, the king who returned not alone, but with an army of 2, raised by his own hands, forged in fire, and bound by blood. The jungle remembers stories like this, and it whispers them in the wind, so that every father knows what is possible when love refuses to break.